Welcome to the tutorial on how to find research articles for the research component of your case study. I want to show you how to find some research articles. Make sure you know that you've found an actual research article, not just research-based information. So using the library website, you can go to BGSU Firelands and then click on Library, and it pulls up the screen here. I recommend using Summon. I found that to be the most successful, although there are many other. You can go through EBSCO, look at the reserves, OhioLink, all those. But Summon usually combines a lot of those research databases together. So I go to Summon, and then simply in the box here, I'm going to type in what you're looking for. And I am going to search for beta agonist versus anticholinergic. So I type that in there and hit search. Remember, a research article is generally comparing two things, which one is better, which one works better. And in medicine, we do a lot of research. So you need to be able to recognize what a research article looks like, the components of it. So here it comes up with a list, but I want to refine my search. This is pretty critical. It helps you narrow down what you're looking for. I always go full text online. To be honest, I don't have the patience to wait to have something sent to me and request it and all that. So I want to find it online now. I also want to go to scholarly and peer-reviewed materials because that's going to be our most reliable information. And also I'm looking for journal articles. So I'm not looking for a book. I just want to find an article in a medical journal. For discipline, I just leave that any publication date. You can leave this here, but I usually like to keep it so it's a little, the articles aren't real old. You don't want to find something from 1995. That's not going to do you any good. So I usually go for about the last 5 years. So I'm going to start January 1st, 2010 to current, and you see I have a list here. So when I start going through, I'll just pick this one. This is a good one to show you. You'll see here on the right it also pops up information on it, the abstract, information about the article. So I decided that's what I'm interested in, so I'll click on it. And you see this is actually through EBSCO, which is one of the databases. And again, you can read the abstract and find out a little bit more information on it here. It also has a DOI. That is actually a link, if I were to type that in, which takes me directly to this article. So if you want to find it later, instead of searching it down again, the DOI goes straight to it. And you can also include that DOI in your, when you're citing your references. So it makes it very easy to find it. Now I'm going to go ahead, there's a lot of other tools here that I'll talk about. Another one is citations. When you click on the citation, it's going to give you the citation for this article in whatever format you want it to be. For me, for your assignment, I don't care what format you have it in. I usually request that if you can't give me a DOI for the article, make sure you include the website address. Other than that, use whatever format you want. So there are those. I can tell you these aren't 100% accurate either, but they're pretty close. So for your citations, that could keep it easy for you. Just make sure you include the DOI and or a website link. I'm going to go ahead and look at the full text in PDF format. And here you can see the article. Anytime you see randomized or double blind or placebo, comparative study, you know you've gotten something that's an actual research study. So if we scroll down, every research study is going to have an abstract in here, and it just kind of sums up what they did, what their conclusions were, and results. So the actual article will have the introduction. It will have a materials and methods section. It will have a results section. This will have a lot of numerical data, statistical analysis, then the discussion about what they found, and the conclusion, followed by references, which are another good source for you to find. So if you found a good article, look through the references in that article and see if there's another one you can find, because you do need to find at least 3 articles that are all similar on the topic that you've chosen. Sometimes in the references I'll actually have the website link, which is awesome, but in this one it doesn't. So you will have to search by author and title of the article back in that summon box. Okay, let's go back and look at one of our other findings that I wanted to show you. This one here is through the Respiratory Care Journal. which is from the AARC. So this is one that's pretty near and dear to us as respiratory therapists. And this looks at physician-ordered aerosol therapy versus, the use of therapist-driven protocols, and, does it lower our resources? Is it going to save us money? And again, you can find the citation here. You can also, of course, send a link to yourself, all that. We can look at the full text. There's also a box here on the side that'll pull up information. This is basically a lot of the information you're going to need for your citation, and if you need to request a copy, all that. But because we've marked full text online, we don't need to worry about that. But you can always find more information over in this side box. So if we go to the PDF full text, then you'll see, again, you have your abstract at the beginning, which kind of sums up everything they did. Now, if you find an article and it does not have any percentages, any data in there, you have not found an actual research study, at least not one that's looking at a medical perspective on whatever your topic is. So that's usually your first clue. If there's not a lot of numbers involved, you probably haven't found an actual research study. So you have the introduction section again. Again, we have methods. This one actually shows a survey that they used. They talk about the statistical methods that were used, the results, and a lot of tables. Then you see their discussion, and ends here with just a short conclusion, and again the references. So I think this is your best way to find some good research, to be able to, there's so much out there, and if you just pick here along the side, that helps narrow it down. Make sure you are able to access it. Make sure it's the scholarly and peer-reviewed journals. And so hopefully this has helped. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask me. I'd be happy to go through it with you. Have a good day.